Alright folks, good afternoon from Honolulu, day 17 of the California trip, and unfortunately the last day in Honolulu, which I have to say I'll leave with a very heavy heart because it's been a fantastic time we've had here. For 5 days I've been here and I've met some absolutely outstanding people, which I think that's like with the thing about travelling. It's not so much where you go, although it's been cracking places that I've went to. It's most definitely about the people that you meet and hang around with and speak to that make the trip what it really should be. Unfortunately, I lost the last member of the team this morning. Rochelle left to go to New York Film Academy this morning. How cool is that, by the way? Holy shit. So it was just, I was left on my lonesome. I have to say, that's the hard thing I think about travelling, and I don't know whether a lot of people have encountered this when they've sort of travelled and stayed in hostels and stuff, but there's definitely a sort of feeling of loss when people who you've sort of grown close to over a few days and who you'd clicked with pretty instantly then sort of move on and go other places, as do you obviously as well, but maybe I get too attached. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe everybody else is just like that. Oh, glad to get rid of that half of it. But maybe it's just me that gets too attached. But the trips here were absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we lost Didier on, I think it was Wednesday. He continues his travels around the world, so good luck to Didier and his travels. If you see this, I hope you have a fantastic time. Yesterday we lost Jared early morning, and then we lost Josh sort of first thing in the afternoon yesterday. And then it was left to me and Rochelle to hit the beach yesterday, and then get a few beers cracked open last night and sort of catch up with the rest of the troops to the hostel in the common area. Then we hit a few bars, onto a nightclub, and then I don't know what time we got in. I crashed out. Apparently just got into the room and then fell straight to sleep. But hey ho, a good night was had by all anyway. And I've sort of went off on a tangent because I was talking about travelling, wasn't I? Anyway, we did lose the last member today, and it's a bit sad, I suppose, in a way. But I'm sure our paths are going to cross again at some point in the future, or somewhere else in the future as well. So that's pretty cool. I'm 2.5 minutes into this already, and I'm realising that I might be here for a while. So you might want to pause me and go for a cup of tea, make a bit of toast, and then sit back down again. Before, because I'm kind of going on a bit, but certainly I had that feeling I think when I left San Diego as well, having met Diego and then latterly Derek, two guys who are just fantastic characters and who have got great stories and a good bit of banter, and so I think that must just be what happens when you travel, sort of meet these people. But as I said, I would like to think that we'll eventually all catch up again somewhere down the road, or I will go out my way to make sure that we catch up. That sounds a bit like stalking though, doesn't it? So maybe I should redo this video and start again. Anyway, I won't be stalking any of you guys, just in case you're wondering, but we will meet up again, I'm sure, in the future. So when I came to Hawaii, I was actually a bit apprehensive about coming here. I don't know why. I had a feeling of sort of an apprehension on the flight and then on the bus journey in here, which was rather strange when you're coming to a new place. You'd think you'd be dead excited and stuff like that. However, there was a bit of apprehension about it. However, I have to say that I think after the experience that I've had, and then I'm heading to San Francisco now, that I don't have the same apprehension. So I think it's obviously just going through the experience, and the next time when I go to San Francisco, I'll just be looking forward to it, and there'll not be any apprehension. So it's going to be pretty cool, I have to say. I'm really looking forward to it. So what are we doing? We're 4 minutes into this video, and I had wrote a sort of script here of things I was going to say, because I always forget. The one thing I did want to say is to my Honolulu team, which was Didier, Josh, Jared and Rochelle. I have to say thanks very much for an absolutely fantastic time. If it wasn't for you guys, I maybe had a good time, but it wouldn't have been nearly as good as it was after meeting you. So thanks very much for that, and I know you are all moved on and going different places and doing different things, but wherever that may take you and wherever this may find you, I hope you have a fantastic time and keep living in the spirit of Honolulu as we did when we were here. What was the other thing I was going to say? Aye, that's right. Just so we've got this in film, should there be any legal ramifications in the future. Myself and Jared decided to give Michelle some great film ideas of for her future screenwriting, because obviously she's going to be big in Hollywood, but we did say that we would give her these ideas for free as long as she invited us to the Oscars, or at least some really cool after Oscars party. Would that be post Oscars parties in LA? So this is your permission to use my cracked iPhone idea that I came up with. Now basically what that involved was that the main character in all of our films just carries this cracked iPhone. Now that's likely because she's got a cracked iPhone, so we came up with this idea that's going to run through all our films, and I went with the idea of the main character should always have this cracked iPhone, and it's the identifier right at the start of the film, so you're sort of like, say they're in a cafe and it's packed with people, folk on their phones and stuff like that, and it's sort of panning across different conversations, and one of them, a guy sort of goes into his pocket and takes out his phone and sort of taps stuff on it and then sits it down on the desk, and it's a cracked iPhone, and we have our main character without a word being spoken. See, and what was the other one? Science fiction. If it's a science fiction film, all these other folk have really fancy phones, but our main character obviously whips out this cracked iPhone, and instantly we know he's the man. Anyway, I never said it was a good idea, I just said it was an idea. So should any of that pish make it into a film, then I waive all fees for Rochelle, and that will be called the Rochelle, by the way. That's excellent tactic. Whether it be a cracked iPhone or anything else that continues through all our films that she writes. So me and Jared decided we will waive our fees for the great ideas that we gave her, and as long as she invites us to an Oscars party and gives us a good time in LA, alright, so permission granted. So anyway, I'm off to Starbucks for a coffee before I head back and get organised. Funny thing was, when I was doing this video, I was sort of wandering about trying to think where to do it, because Waikiki's pretty mobbed just now. It's what I would say, back of 5, so like there's a lot of folk on the beach and swimming and stuff, so there wasn't really much space to do it, and it wasn't very quiet either, so I had a wee wander around, and across the road from Waikiki is the zoo, which is actually just over there in front of me. So while I was wandering about the park here, I stumbled across this fantastic statue. So you're literally getting this video from the feet of Gandhi, would you believe? Yes, the one Mahatma Gandhi, the wonderful, peaceful man from, I believe it was India. This is coming to you from the feet of Gandhi, just to be quite interesting. I'll show you in a minute, but as you maybe see behind me, that's Waikiki right there. Obviously the sun's shining, you don't know if you can see people, there's a few people on the beach that you can see, but it is pretty busy, to be honest. So I'm going to sign off now, because I've rambled for a bit and we're hitting 8 minutes 20, so this possibly will be the longest video yet. I don't think I've got any other nonsense to say. I think the next video will be from San Francisco. Do you know what, I keep forgetting, I keep looking at the screen, right? That's me pointing at myself on the screen now. But the actual camera is right there, so I actually need to look at the camera rather than looking at the screen. It's a bit weird, but hey ho. So that's why I keep looking away. I'm actually looking at the screen rather than looking at the camera, in case you think I'm freaking a bit weird, or I've got scaly eyes or something like that. Anyway folks, right, I'm going to sign off, I'm going for a coffee, I'm going to get this downloaded onto the net, and I will catch you guys from San Francisco. I get in to San Francisco, unfortunately I lose time on the way back now, so I get in there about, you add on all hours and stuff, I think I'm about 6:30 in the morning I get in there, so it's going to be a bit of a sleepless night. However, I don't care, it's all part of the experience, and I will post again from San Francisco once I'm there, from the final leg of this wonderful California trip, which actually finds me back in California, or it will when I'm in San Francisco, so it will once again be a bona fide California trip. So anyway, I'm rambling again, it's 9 minutes 35, so I'm off ski. Hope all you guys are good back home, and I hope the weather's been decent as well. I'm be hitting San Francisco, and I heard it's quite cool at night, but it'll still be warmer than Saltcoats, I would imagine, or Glasgow for that matter. So anyway, take care all you folks, stay safe, and I'll speak to you from San Francisco. Oh, before I go, I need to show you the Gandhi statue. Wait to see this, man, it's pretty cool. So I need to go back a bit and spin round. So check that, how good does that look? Right, wait a minute to get the full thing in. There we go, Gandhi. Absolute magic. So you were actually sitting at the feet of Gandhi, listening to my inane drivel. Show you where. So that's quite an interesting, I don't know if it's an interesting fact at all. It's just a point I made, alright? Anyway folks, I'll catch up with you later. Take it easy. Bye.